If you've been living under a rock and for some reason haven't watched JJK, allow me to bless your eyes with this peak scene from the anime. I got inspired from that scene from the anime, and I challenged myself to animate Sukuna's dismantle in 1 second, 10 seconds, 1 minute, 10 minutes, and 1 hour. Alright, let's get into it. For the 1 second attempt, I'll be summoning my speedster abilities, but honestly, how am I supposed to pull off anything in such a short time? I already added the glow effect to the layer, so now all I have to do is draw. For 1 second, I think I low-key cooked. What do you guys think? Alright, 10 seconds is enough time to at least get some slash animations in. I only need to draw about 3 to 4 frames and I'll have animated something decent. I wasn't able to animate his opponent getting slashed though. There's only so much you can achieve in 10 seconds. Anyways, what do you guys think? Up until this point, I've not had enough time to animate the opponent getting dismantled, so for the 1 minute attempt, my goal was to animate Maharaga and not just the dismantle cut. I got straight into animating the character getting dismantled, because I was rushing to animate. I forgot to animate the stick figure with the white color, but the idea was to use the first 30 seconds to finish up the character animation. Just like in the cut we had seen previously, I'll first animate Maharaga getting cut by Sukuna's slashes, then on a separate layer I'll animate the dismantle slashing effect. With around 30 seconds of animating time left, I reduced the pen size and began animating the slashes to the stick figure. Finally, my time was up and I had to stop animating. Honestly, I'm kind of proud about how this one turned out. It's low-key fire. For a 1 minute animation, I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. For the 10 minutes attempt, I'll create 3 separate layers, one for Sukuna, one for Maharaga, and one for the slashes. After creating the different layers, I began animating Sukuna as he makes his move. After animating his arms, I went back to add fingers to it. I guess this adds more detail to the animation. Animating the fingers was low-key fun to do. Also, I think they came out quite decent. On the layer below Sukuna's hands, I animated Maharaga reacting to the hits. He basically gets yeeted across the screen and gets slashed at about 1 million cuts per second. After finishing the Maharaga animation, I went back to add heads to the Stickman. After adding heads, I figured out Sukuna's hands animation could still be extended, so I animated him swinging his arms totally out of this scene and transitioning to another cut. I checked my time and saw that I had only about 3 minutes left to finish up the animation. At this point, I was done with Sukuna's animation and I immediately began animating Maharaga getting cut. After I had finished animating him getting cut, I went back and added heads to the animation. Once I was done adding the heads, I checked my time and saw that I had less than 60 seconds to finish up the animation. I locked in with the last few seconds and was able to animate the dismantle cuts. I animated it on ones because it's a very fast movement. I spent my final seconds animating the dismantle cuts, and finally, my time was over. What are you guys rating this one? Let me know in the comments. 1 hour is enough time for me to go even crazier with this animation. I plan to make this fight scene have several cuts. Unlike the previous one with just a cuts, I'm about to go even harder. I started off animating Sukuna as the black stickman. I want him to do a short dash, so I animated him gathering momentum and preparing for the dash. After he dashes to the other side, I'll animate him throwing a punch to send Mahoraga flying in the air. As soon as I finished animating the punch, I went back to animate Mahoraga as a big white stickman. I did this on a separate layer below the black stickman. I added in heads immediately after I finished with the character animations for this cut. First, I added the heads for Mahoraga. Then I added the heads for Sukuna, the black stick figure. The next cut was a cut of Mahoraga flying in the air after getting punched. I animated it to look like it was flying in the air at top speed. While he's flying in the air, I animated the black stickman whoosh past him. The idea was for Sukuna to be above him and then unleash the dismantle cuts attack. I played around with perspective and camera angles for this cut. I really hope it turns out good. Once I was done animating the black stick figure, I went on to animate Mahoraga on a layer below. Keeping him in a similar perspective as Sukuna was a little bit tricky, but I was able to pull through. I checked my time and saw that I had only about 20 minutes before the animation was over. I needed to lock in and animate the dismantle cut effects. It only took me about 4 minutes to animate the cut effects. After that, I went back to add effects and background to the animation. At the point where Mahoraga gets punched out, I added the blur effect and adjusted the spacing of the drawings to make the punch feel heavier and look faster. Finally, with only 10 minutes left, I knew I had to lock in and draw in the backgrounds. I went with something easy so I wouldn't spend all my remaining time on it. After drawing in the backgrounds, I went back to adjust some parts of the animation and add in a blur motion effect for when Sukuna dashes to punch Mahoraga. I spent the last minute of my time drawing a dust effect, and with that, the 1 hour attempt had come to an end. According to my analytics, a whole lot of you guys watching the videos aren't subscribed. Well, I have a goal to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Help me get one step closer to the goal by smashing the subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Now back to the video. Well, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it and want to see more stuff like this, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Check out more videos here, and I'll see you in another video.